morning, everybody. How are you? I am Julie Murphy, and I am the money chick. And what does Awaken Your Spirit have anything to do with money? Well, it's because the money is the result of everything else in your life. And our souls, our spirits, we need to build our lives from the inside out, from our heart space, and be authentic. And our soul activator, my friend David Glardy here, I have done work with for years, and I thought I'd share him with the world. And so today, this is all about how do we get ourselves to a place of the solution in life and not the problem. You know, David and I were talking this morning. It's like, why is it like in the pandemic? Are we focusing on all the problems about the pandemic, but we're not actually focusing on how to build your immune system? It's like we are just wired to find a problem, find the solution, find the problem, but we focus on the problem as opposed to just let's go straight to the solution. Like let's get out of the drama, get out of the stuff that jams us up and gets us in our monkey mind, right? So thanks, David, for joining us on another Tuesday here.
Hi, everybody. I'm David Glardy, and I am the energy dude. How's that?
The money chick and the energy dude.
There you go.
I love it. Well, and I just see, you know, it was really telling to me the other day. You know, I had someone tell me years ago, do you wake up like this every day? And I'm like, I do. And then, you know, then life happens, right? You know, I wound up in a marriage that I didn't really expect, and it didn't turn out the way that I had thought, dreamed of. And then it took a lot of courage to change that. And it's like, wow, if I keep focusing on the problem, you just keep getting a pile of poop, right? But if you focus on the solution, well, then life starts to blossom and it starts to open up, regardless of what your past looks like, regardless. And that's what's fascinating to me. And even David, you were sharing about this morning, it's like, oh, here you were doing something else, and it had everything to do with focusing on the solution and not the problem. We create our lives. We all create our lives. And I know that's hard to hear, everybody, because you know what? I created what? Like, why am I to blame? You know, it's hard sometimes to see that because our egos don't want to see that. Maybe we had a lot to do with what was created in our lives.
Right. And, you know, Julie, if you remember, early on when we met, and after I got to know Julie a little bit, I told her straight up, I said, you're never going to be able to go where you want to go and stay in that marriage. It's going to hold you back. And I said, but I think you've got what it takes to be able to deconstruct that whole thing and create a new life for yourself. And so for all of us, and I want to, bring it to this year of dramatic change for all of us. And all of us trying to figure out how to our new normal and how we're going to navigate through that. But I think we're at a time now where enough is enough. It's time to focus on our dreams again. It's time to focus on where we want to go and what we want to do. And even if it takes us a little more time, so what? Let's get started now. And let's start dreaming big. We have some time. A lot of us are not traveling a lot right now, so maybe we can devote a little of that travel time to the inner journey, to the inner focus, to the inner dream, and really dare to dream your biggest dream. Why not? What do you have to lose? So it's like if you go deep within yourself and you go, what is the thing that really would excite me? If I could do anything in my life, the thing that really energizes me and excites me, what is that thing? And you'll find it. And then the mind's going to go, well, here are all the reasons why you can't do it. You don't have the money, you're too old, you're blah, 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 blah. And, you have to tell.
We tell ourselves.
Yeah. We just shut the F up,
Did the spirit guy just say, shut the F up? I'm just checking.
Oh, I'm like, that's the true me, it's coming out.
Well, we've all got our fire, right? And so one of the things I find fascinating, it may only start with, you may be like, Jewel, I can't find, that thing that makes me happy. It could be as easily as my boyfriend has, he really challenges me in terms of, well, what does your heart desire? And I'd be like, well, like, let's see, the kids want to do this and blah, blah, blah. And then he's like, wait, 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 wait. I asked, what does your heart desire? And I'd be like, and then I'd still put everybody else before me because I'm a huge giver. And I always consider everybody else before I consider myself. And so it's literally been like building a muscle over the last few years of saying, well, wow, well, what do I want? And I think many of us sit in that boat, that there's so much blame, shame, guilt, and judgment, not only in our the way we're taught in school, the way we're taught in the workplace, like show up a certain way, and if you don't, you're going to be shamed, or you're going to look bad at a business meeting, or blah 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 blah. Like there's many different instances. Let alone, don't get me down the wheel of, you know, the religion guilt and everything of that from that standpoint. But it's really, really fascinating to me that it could be as easy as, what are you going to do for dinner tonight? And what's really going to make you giggle? And it doesn't matter, because follow your giggle. And we all know what makes us giggle. And it's like, how do we, you know, in times like this, it could just be that that's where you're starting to crack yourself open. Like
Exactly.
choosing dinner, just choosing, you know, what's going to make you giggle today, because everything that happened yesterday and before is actually irrelevant. And the problem is we can't easily, we choose to not easily let go of the stories. And it's time to let the stories go. It's like,
So, you know, this weekend, it was a very powerful weekend for me. I do a class on the weekends, and I've been working with kaleidoscopes now for several years, and consciousness, um, and what happened this weekend was that I was literally taken into the future, and our futures are so bright. This whole year that we've been in, which has been kind of a dissolving of the old and a birthing of the new. And so oftentimes, if you think about change, so you know, Julie, when you decide you're going to get divorced, then there was all sorts of chaos for a while, right? Yeah. And so oftentimes for us, once we decide we're going to go through a change, and we can frame it however we want, but we can frame it as a transformation. It's like, yeah, things are going to be different. There's going to be chaos. It's not that, you know, the second nature. Yeah, this is what we do. This is how we go. Everything starts to change. But in that cracking the shell, as Julie was just saying, is an opportunity to kind of look fresh at everything and go, what am I doing? And what is important to me? And what are the stories that are keeping me from doing that? Okay, so I'm challenging everybody today to wake up out of the old dream, to let that shell crack and start moving towards your dream, because our lives are about to get amazing. First of all, I was shown that technology is going to take such a quantum leap that within a very short period of time, within the next 5 years, we're going to be living in really very different realities than we live in now. And you know, we'll look at the technology and the computer stuff that we have going on today, and you know, 5 years from now, it's going to look like the wagon train. That's how quickly things are moving and transforming. So the universe is about to give us a big gift if we'll allow it. But we've got to get our minds out of the way. We got to get out of our past. We got to let the past go, let the stories go. They don't matter. It's, you know, it's like time to dump all that stuff in the trash and open our hearts.
It's like a mic drop. You take the mic and you just,
yeah.
That's what you have to do to your entire life that you've lived up to this point.
Right.
Because the better you can do that, it creates the space for the new. Like, and again, it can start with the easy things. You may have all this clutter, or maybe you just got divorced. This was a big one for me. Those of you who have gotten divorced over the last few years, I really challenge you to go through your new home, and I want you to take everything that has energy, like physical, material stuff that you have, that you brought from the marriage household into your home. And I dare you this weekend, get rid of every single piece. I don't even care if it was your bed or if it was your dresser or your kitchen table. Why? Because there's energy in that. That is your past. Like everything is energy, and we need to create the space for the new. And people go like, but I don't know how I'm going to replace it. And I'm like, I'm telling you, I have watched this happen over and over again, being the money chick, that the minute you let that stuff go, some like business deal or something comes in and provides the cash, and then you're able to get all the new stuff. That's your new energy in who you are today, not who you were 5, 10, 15 years ago. And it makes a huge difference. Like, I didn't realize how many things I still had around my house that I'm like, that wasn't my fish tank. It's his fish tank. And he was just like, screw you. I'm not taking it with me. And I'm like, and I realize that fish tank is going over the weekend, and it's like, but there's all kinds of reasons why we hold on to things and you don't realize. And it's very simple and it may sound silly, but I'm telling you, that cracks you open to the new life that you are being called to live on a soul level. Just thought I'd share. Thanks for letting me go on a tangent.
There you go. Well,
Oh,
so now we're talking about focusing on the new dream. We're talking about, if you go deep, deep within your being, in your soul, and there's that dream that you have of something that you wanted to do, something that you wanted to accomplish. And for whatever reason, it hasn't happened yet. But think about moving towards whatever that is.
mm-hmm.
Think about the joy that you would feel in doing that. So, it's like we're energetically moving into a time of great creativity and transformation.
We really are.
And the vibrations that are coming from the multiverse, from the central sun, are literally vibrations that will take us into the greater expression of ourselves and our being. That, it's like, whatever the story's been up to now, it's, whether it's been a great ride or a rough ride or whatever, it's like what you're walking into in the future is absolutely amazing.
Right.
And to open yourselves to that today, well, as we do the energy work today, we're going to bring that energy in. We're going to bring the energy of, I'm going to call it the new consciousness in the new world. And that energy is coming literally from the central sun. It is literally coming to heal humanity and to enlighten us and awaken us. And so open yourself to feel the call. It's you with you.
Mm-hmm.
It's a more expanded level of yourself that is calling you into a future of joy, a future of love, and really open yourself to receive. Even if it sounds too good, it's like, what do you have to lose?
Right. Right. And where it's no different than, my boyfriend saying to me, Julie, well, what is your heart's desire? I knew how to satisfy everybody else's heart's desires, not my own. And for those of you who are kind of like, what in the hell is David talking about when he's talking about central sun and stuff like that? Because some of you might be watching going, huh? Like what? If you actually do any reading on history and stuff like that, particularly of the Egyptians, the Egyptians believe that there are energy codes and energy that, obviously we all know energy comes from the sun. That's why we have solar panels and blah, blah, blah. But there's actually codes in the energy, and you can kind of see that in some of the stuff that, if you're looking around. So if you're interested, like, and drawn to read more about that kind of stuff, someone that Dave and I both follow is Tom Kenyon. He has a lot of great books. I'm reading the one right now called The Hathors, and it's that's about the Egyptian times. And it talks about the codes of the sun and things of that nature. And so one of the most fascinating things that I find is that this energy work that we're doing with David actually is a lot of what the old Egyptian practices did way back then. And it's actually have like resurging, and it's I've had multiple people tell me when they sit on this week after week with David and I, and sometimes they can't do it live, and it doesn't matter whether it's live or you come back and you listen later, you're still getting the energy and the vibration of what it is that we're doing here. And it's super important. And I also would ask each of you, please share this and like it to your friends and family, because we want to help to shift everybody. And vibrationally, this will help people get to the new life that they really truly desire. And it's super, super important, which is why we share these resources, not only the energy work, but also with other teachers of ours like Tom Kenyon. So
right. And also Tom is a tremendous sound healer. So what we're really talking about is that the world is a vibrational universe. And if you get into quantum mechanics, quantum science, that's already, it's pure science. It's not conjecture. It's actually fact. So Tom does incredible sound meditations, sound things that when you just, you can put a headset on or something, and you'll just feel the vibrations come into your being, into your soul. And I've been working with energy stuff for so long that I'm really avid. I work out with a trainer and keeping my body in really good shape. And I've learned how to bring those frequencies, bring that energy directly into my physical, directly into the cells, into the atoms. So, it's like, as you learn how to do this, it's like when I'm doing a workout, I'm bringing these energies in, and I can feel my entire body vibrating at that level. So, it's like, and what we're going to really start to know as we move into the quantum world now is what I saw this weekend when I was in these other dimensions was that the quality of our lives is about to become so extraordinary. Like I said, we're literally kind of coming out of the horse and buggy. We think we're so cool and it's cutting edge. 5 years from now, we're going to be in light systems and consciousness, and that dreams are made out of. And it was like I was just shown that. And once you see something, and all of a once you see it, then all you have to do is like catch up with it.
Yeah, right.
So anyway,
how movies are made, right? I mean, if you think about it from a movie perspective, right? So they have something, I think of the Jetsons, right? When I was a kid, flying individual, your own personal, and now people have their own personal airplanes, and there's things that fly like the Jetsons. Like we have Skype and we have Zoom. Well, that was the Jetsons. That's how they talk to each other. But we didn't actually physically have that. And now it's become reality, because once you can see it, then it becomes reality. So this is where really visioning the life that it is that you want to create is important, because you got to see it, feel it before you can create it.
Right. And so if you look at, Henry Ford, a lot of people thought he was crazy when he was talking about an automobile.
Right.
And they were just like, this guy's nuts, But look at how that dream and the manifestation of that dream called automobile changed our lives. It took people off the farm into the cities, started to make people mobile, which was part of the Industrial Revolution, and it changed the world. And we are right at the cusp of another one of those. And it literally is, we're about to move into a light and vibrational world. And we're really, really close. So we're in the process of that right now. There's a lot of light coming on the planet. And so part of the chaos is part of that light coming in and starting to transform, clean, and clear not only the planet, but the humans on it. And so, you know, if you can ride a horse in the direction it's going, you know, it's much better, right? Rather
Right.
than trying to go backwards and look at the past and dream about the past. Well, you know what? It's like, forget that. Start
Yep.
moving into your future now, today, this moment, and start to dream the new dream that
Right.
something amazing is about to happen to you and the people that you love and the world. It's like we're going to move out of this COVID thing, and the world is going to open up in a way that I guarantee you is going to blow your minds.
Yep.
And you want to be part of that.
Yeah, you want to expand, you don't want to contract.
Right.
And at this point, it's your choice. You are going to choose your expansion or your contraction.
Right. And so, you know, very simply, how we focus is, you know, what we're going to create.
Yep.
And so moving into the solution, you know, is like, um, and sometimes moving into that solution is moving into a place of surrender.
Yep.
And moving into surrender is to, you know, to go into your heart and just feel into what you dream, what you love. You know, it's like, this is even if I'm just in this dream for an hour, this is what I want to focus on,
Mm-hmm.
your own personal dream. And if
Mm-hmm.
you keep doing that, your life is going to start shifting and molding to that dream.
Right. Exactly.
So, you know, we're all tired of the COVID thing. So let's start moving out of it today.
Ah, from your lips to God's ears. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Who's ready? Come on. Let's do
Right.
this. Let's vibrationally get to this new place that we all desire to be in. Thank you, David.
Alrighty. So I'd like, for those of you that are just joining us, we're going to kind of go into an energy session now. And I want you to go into your center, preferably your heart, but just go into your core, at least move into the solar plexus, which is the below the heart, and that's the gateway into your new life and your new dimensions. So what I'd like you to do is just kind of go inward, and I'm going to take you in a guided meditation, and as we go through the guided meditation, we're going to be opening up your energy centers and taking you into hopefully new levels of your consciousness. So, okay, so I want you to go into your center and imagine yourself in a pyramid, a huge pyramid like the Pyramid of Giza, okay, in Egypt, of 24 karat plasma light. Plasma light's the light from the central sun. So that's why we have this pyramid with a plasma light. And there's actually 13 of them, because 13 is a magical number. And at the base of the pyramid are 3 circles of light of 13 mama dragons, 13 13-pointed stars, 13 dream weavers. And so we're going to have this plasma light coming into your toes, your arches, your heels. Feel it moving into your ankles, and feeling that light moving up your legs. Feel it flowing into your hips. And when we get to the base of your spine, I want you to feel at the base of the spine, we're going to place a central sun in the base of your spine. I want you to feel the radiance of that. I want you to feel the power of that. Just feel like all of a sudden there's a lot of warmth and power at the base of your spine. And we're going to start moving that light, moving that energy up your spine. And when we get to your heart, the heart center, we're going to place another central sun. I want you to feel the radiance of that sun. We're just going to feel like an explosion of light that the heart's going to really open. Allow that heart to open and feel the vibration and the radiance. And I'm going to just concentrate some energy in the heart center right now. I want you to just feel the energy in your heart and feel it opening, feel movement, feel that if the heart's been closed, it's starting to open. It's like kind of like dilating and opening and expanding and connecting, and feel how good it feels to have your heart open. And think of a time when you were just full of joy and your heart was wide open, and and just bask in that. And then we're going to expand that. Okay, we want to really just think today, if you went with your heart open today and really kind of embrace life from your heart, starting to just really sense and feel kind of a radiance. Go, I'm tired of listening to my head. I'm going to listen to my heart today. I'm just going to try that on and see how that feels. So we're going to accelerate this energy a little bit more into the heart. And even if you don't really know how to open your heart, don't worry about it. If you just can allow this energy to penetrate your heart, it will open it automatically. And it will continue to open well after our time together today. All right, so we're going to continue taking that energy up the spine. Feel it really flowing up the spine and flowing into your shoulders, like almost like a rush of the ocean, feeling into your shoulders and flowing into your arms and your hands and fingers. And we want to place a central sun on our palms and our fingertips, because that's how we create a lot of our magic, is through these beautiful hands. And so much creativity comes through our hands, and it can be our Midas touch. It's as we create and co-create in life, feeling that flow of energy. Okay, so we're going to go back to the brainstem now. So this is the energy at the base of the brain, and we're going to place a central sun at the base of the brain, feeling the radiance of that central sun, and just feeling the whole circuitry of your brain just starting to switch on. It's just like, yeah, everything, I'm starting to wake up, things are switching on. I'm feeling a flow of energy, a flow of light. And so we want to connect the base of the spine through your heart to the base of the brainstem. So that we're going to connect these energies with a figure eight. Okay, so there's going to be a figure eight of energy just flowing from the base of your spine through your heart to the base of your brainstem and back, and that's going to just continue to recirculate. Where we're doing this energy, and we're going to go back to the brain now. Feeling the radiance of that light, that sun, really switching on the neurotransmitters. And we're going to activate your thymus, your hypothalamus, your pituitary, and your pineal glands. Feeling the whole glandular structure of your brain now coming alive, switching on. And we're going to focus on the pineal gland, which is the gateway into expanded consciousness, higher consciousness. And so we want to place the central sun there, and we're going to activate your your connection into the multiverse, into holographic and multidimensional consciousness. Also switching into galactic levels. So now your cosmic antennas within that pineal gland are really starting to activate and switch on. And I'm going to have you now spiral out of your third eye, out of the crown of out of the apex of the pyramid, and we're going to start traveling through a galactic corridor. So this is a spiral of light. You're going to start traveling through the spiral of light as plasma light in form. You're now plasma light in form, moving through this galactic gateway. Feel yourself traveling through this galactic portal as light. And as you're traveling through this galactic portal, I want you to feel the central sun, which is plasma, merging with the plasma of your blood. So now you have a fusion of the central sun, the plasma of the central sun, fusing with the plasma of your blood. And I want you to feel the activation of the blood crystals, and feel that moving through your pulmonary system, almost like radiant diamonds. And there's just energy just coursing through your entire pulmonary system, feeling the radiance of that, feeling the vitality and the vibration of that energy. And so we're going to go through this galactic portal through a galactic gateway. You are now traveling as light in form, and we're going to go directly into a kaleidoscope of fractal light. And so as you merge into this kaleidoscope of fractal light, I want you to imagine and experience the most beautiful kaleidoscope, extraordinary colors. Just feel yourself traveling through this. And as you're traveling through it energetically, all the prismatic colors are refreshing you, reconfiguring your energy, bringing you into optimum vibration, kind of like attuning you and aligning you. And you're just starting to feel the radiance of that light. And we're going to continue traveling through that kaleidoscope, and we're going to come to the apex and go through an oculus or an all-seeing eye directly into the central sun. We're just going to go into the central sun, and I want you to feel the energy of the central sun, the radiance of that. So, you know, the central sun, they call it Alcyon, and feel yourself in that radiant light that doesn't burn. It just, this luminous, radiant light that's activating your entire field. And you feel yourself being wrapped in a cocoon of radiant light, just this wonderful cocoon. And so as you're doing that, we're kind of going into this place that I'll call metamorphosis, which in nature is like the caterpillar going through a metamorphosis into a butterfly. So now it's time for the human family to start moving into this metamorphosis and dissolving a lot of the past, which is what happens with a caterpillar. It just kind of dissolves into this gelatinous liquid. And as it's going through that transformation, literally the other side of that is the birthing of the butterfly, where all of a sudden out of this gelatinous substance, the wings start to move and everything starts to move. And so we, as a human family, are in that process right now. We're in that metamorphosis. We're in this transformation. I want you to just feel into that and see if that feels like it's true for you or not. And allow yourself to go, you know, I'm ready to go through a metamorphosis. I'm ready to go through a tremendous awakening, moving out of the limitations of the human that I've been, and into the expansion of being an amazing creator, an amazing radiant being that I'm lifting up out of all the programs of fear and limitation, and moving into a level of creator where I'm starting to remember myself at that level, that I am a creator and I am a luminous being. And I am moving into the most expanded and extraordinary time in my life. Yeah, so we're just going to be in silence now for a little while, and I'm going to let this energy just kind of move, and just allow yourself to kind of travel in that, and maybe dream in that, and open yourself to the wildest dreams and possibilities that you can dream of an amazing future. There we go. Yeah. Okay, so we're all starting to move in that direction, and here we go.
There's some Tom Kenyon in the background.
That's what I thought I heard, the solar. Hold on. So what you're hearing in the background is Tom Kenyon, which we had just talked about. And some of his music, it's called the solar, which is the sun holon, which is supporting us vibrationally in the new dream that we're moving into. Can you turn that up a little more, Julie? Thank you.
Sorry.
So thank you, Julie, for the sound. And I just want everybody to just kind of concentrate on their heart for a moment and just see if you can feel the movement of energy and really focus on creating something that brings you joy. Nobody else has to approve of it. This is just something that brings you joy, that when you do it, you just feel totally connected, turned on. It's like you, it makes life feel worthwhile. You're like, yeah, whenever I'm doing this, I just could do it endlessly. That brings me in such joy, such creativity, and really such peace. So just keep in mind that what if you focused on and created the thing that gives you the greatest joy and bliss, and figure out how to do that for the rest of your life, creating an income and a flow from that, and also being able to bring your gift to humanity, whatever that is.
Mhm.
Whatever is locked inside of you, let's just imagine it being unlocked today, being opened, even if the possibility seems so out there. It's like, yeah, you know what? It's out on the table. I have no idea what to do with this. I don't know if I can do anything with it, but that's my dream. That's my inner core. And today I'm going to bring that and I'm going to recognize it and I'm going to focus my energy on it and acknowledge it, because when I acknowledge that, I'm acknowledging the truth of my being. That's who I am. And that's why I'm here. And I think we'll just kind of wrap it with that.
Beautiful. Thank you. Well, and please, everybody, please share this, because we want to pull more people to start their Tuesdays with this good platform to launch the best day ever for them. And the more people we can help to get to a place of peace and harmony, then our communities become more to a place of peace and harmony, and lots of joy and happiness. So please help us in that venture and share this. I would really greatly appreciate it. And we will see you guys all next Tuesday, 8 a.m. Central. Thanks, everybody.
Have a great week, everybody. It's always a pleasure.
Bye.
Bye.